What's going on, family? I'm Scrapbook Boxing, the Museum of the Forgotten Fisticuffs series. We'll continue this conversation with you concerning the complete history of boxing. 1922, one of my favorite years in all of boxing. January 13th, 1922, the Fighting Marine Gene Tunney defeats Battling Levinsky in Philadelphia in 12 rounds. It would be for the America's light heavyweight champion, Gene Tunney, who was known as the Fighting Marine, who would come from the America's Expeditionary Forces in 1919. He would win a title. He was a master boxer, could jab, feint with his left hand, come over the top with the left hook, and shoot a straight right hand down the pipe. Quick with his legs and feet, and can dazzle you with feints. He would defeat Battling Levinsky. February 10th, 1922. World lightweight champion Benny Leonard outclasses Rocky Kansas in 15 rounds in New York to retain his New York crown, Madison Square Garden. Benny Leonard weighed 134 pounds and Kansas weighed 135. The bout was scheduled for 15 rounds. In front of 15,000 spectators, the referee was Billy Kid McPartlin. He awards Leonard a 15-round victory in his third meeting with Rocky Kansas. Leonard will challenge Jack Britton. And that was some fight. Because Benny Leonard would have Jack Britton down. And had he not hit him while he was down, he could have possibly became the welterweight champion of the world because he was disqualified. And he would have been next to face the toy bulldog, Mickey Walker. Benny Leonard would become the lightweight champion of the world when he would defeat a fighter that was super quick with his hands, rather up in age. He was 37 years old, but Benny Leonard, I think he was 21 years old when he defeated him, and he would become the brand new lightweight champion of the world. Well, he would defeat Rocky Kansas. This would be his third meeting with Rocky Kansas. They fought 4 times. Benny Leonard was a master. Beautiful jab. Would feint from left to right. Bounce with his feet from side to side. He was a master, and he could punch. Leonard defending title easily, outpoints Kansas. Lightweight champion eliminates rugged challenger, 12 rounds. Battle at Harrison, New Jersey. Rocky, Kansas. Fight to Benny Leonard, but fails to land cleanly and punch drunk at the finish. Now, once again, I'm taking out a lot of books here just in this one video. I'm showing you Benny Leonard's scrapbook. And here we have Benny Leonard and Rocky Kansas. This is the still shot that I showed you when I was explaining their fight to you. Now I pulled out the Jack Britton scrapbook. And we're looking at Jack Britton and Dave Shade. Jack Britton was known as the boxing marvel. He was from Clinton, New York. He was a master fighter. Beautiful boxer was Jack Britton. Jack Britton is to your left, and Dave Shade of California is to your right. Dave Shade of California. He was a good welterweight, being in the ring with Mickey Walker. Shade unable to snatch title from Jack Britton. Dave boxes 15 rounds. Draws with veteran welter, our champion in Garden. The latter's generalship and knowledge of boxing offsets a young willingness. Now, I told you before, sometimes it's difficult for me to read to you as I'm showing you these because when I look through this camera with my glasses, I have to focus it in a certain way so I can make sure I can see what I'm seeing correctly. So I'd rather just scan it for you. Now I have 20 pages of this fight alone. I'm just going to show you the one page. In fact, let me just start here. Now I'm not going to put this book away yet because we have another fight with Jack Britton. In fact, I showed you that fight, but I'll show it to you again. That's why I told you 1922 was an outstanding year. Jack Britton would face Dave Shade. He would face Benny Leonard. He would also face Mickey Walker. Now this book here, 1,000 pages of Harry Greb, the Pittsburgh Windmill. Harry Greb takes on Tommy Gibbons of St. Paul. Tommy Gibbons was the younger brother of Mike Gibbons. He was a phenomenal fighter. He lost between 4 and 5 bouts, but he'd be in the ring with Jack Dempsey, the Manasseh Mauler. Harry Greb and Tommy Gibbons. I tell you, there was a lot of fights in 1922, outstanding fights. That was a great year. Now we took a look at this book with Mickey Walker and Jack Britton. That also happened in 1922. That was phenomenal. Walker captures the welterweight title from the veteran Jack Britton in 15 rounds. Elizabeth Ladd too strong for 37-year-old champion who was great in defeat. The New York boxing body calls bets off. Again, Jack Britton was from Clinton, New York. And Mickey Walker was from Elizabeth, New Jersey. Tuesday, May 23rd, 1922. The Fighting Marine and the Pittsburgh Windmill. Gene Tunney and Harry Greb. Mix it up. Harry Greb would defeat Gene Tunney, bloody his nose. And he would become the America's light heavyweight champion. Remarkable fighter is Harry Greb, as well as Gene Tunney. Now, Harry Greb was 27 years old. He stood 5'7", had a 71-inch reach, had 194 wins, 11 losses, 16 draws, and 33 knockouts. He fought fighters such as Tommy Gibbons, March 13th, 1922. Jeff Smith, he would defeat him February 20th of 1922 that year. Gene Tunney is 24 years old. He had 2 draws, no losses, 33 knockouts. He stood 6 foot and had a 76-inch reach. Harry Greb would be his first loss. These two men would mix it up 5 separate occasions. And Gene Tunney was in the ring with Battling Levinsky, who he would defeat January 13th, 1922. And Faye Kaiser, he would defeat him March 3rd, 1922. Harry Greb was in the ring with Faye Kaiser 9 times. Faye Kaiser was in the same tournament that Gene Tunney was in, the America's Expeditionary Forces in 1919. Kaiser would be in the ring with a fighter by the name of Bob Martin, who was a heavyweight. Faye Kaiser was a very good amateur. Between the first and second rounds, Greb busted up and cut up the eyes of Tunney, cut his nose up, and he ripped up a part of his ear. Greb weighed 162 pounds. He was the 3-1 favorite. Tunney weighed 175 pounds. There was 13,000 members in the audience. George Compartier was offered $150,000 by promoter Tex Rickard to defend his World Light Heavyweight Championship title. And he wouldn't do it. Eventually, Gene Tunney and Harry Greb would mix it up with George Compartier. But these two men were fascinating. 1922, a phenomenal year. A year of the first black light heavyweight champion battling Siki, defeating George Compartier, the Orchard Man. The year that Sam Langford would knock out Tiger Flowers in 3 rounds. It was a remarkable year. That's when boxing was boxing. I'm Scrapbook Boxing, the Museum of the Forgotten Fisticuff series, stating all great fights and all great fighters will never be forgotten on my channel. Thanks for watching. Take care. Peace. Now, just as a tease, I pulled out the Jack Dempsey scrapbook. We'll be seeing this fight when we get to 1926. This is Jack Dempsey and Gene Tunney, 1926 in Philadelphia. This is when Jack Dempsey would lose his title to the Fighting Marine, Gene Tunney. Gene Tunney, the Fighting Marine.